Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the 11th Annual American Comedy Awards.
I didn't mean to put you in such an awkward position.
When it comes to you, no position is too awkward.
Is it wrong that I was totally aroused by that?
Are you sure?
Fasten your seatbelt, Eddie. It's gonna be a bumpy ride.
Every time you turn on a TV, all you see is four morons sitting around an apartment whining about their dates.
What's that like? Very hip, very friends.
But I don't like it!
Whistle your way to inner peace. I already know how to do that. Martini.
Senator Al D'Amato announced he is investigating Kathy Lee Giffords for allegedly hiring the cast of The King and I to make kulaks.
Bitch!
Patio furniture's on sale.
I'm totally okay with the gay thing.
I was in the closet.
I'm out!
Goodbye, Mr. Hyman.
You're firing our accountant?
God bless television.
Please welcome the star of Frasier, Mr. Kelsey Grammer.
Good evening. We interrupt day 3 of the Dustin Hoffman Golden Globes tribute to bring you the 11th Annual American Comedy Awards. So far this year, we've had the Globes, People's Choice, American Music Awards, and the ESPYs. Actors, jocks, and musicians have been covered, but tonight we focus on comedians. So you won't hear too many insincere speeches thanking executives, hairdressers, executive hairdressers, and spiritual advisors. But don't despair. In future weeks, you will have the opportunity to hear all this and more on over 30 televised award extravaganzas, such as the Grammys, the SAG Awards, the Oscars, Billboard's Blockbuster, Cable A, Soap Operas, Tonys, Teachers, Clios, Country Music, Soul Train, Stellar, and Image Awards, the Kennedy Center Honors, VH1 Honors, AFI Tributes, MTV Video, MTV Movie, MTV Fashion, Parents' Choice, Kids' Choice, Viewers' Choice, Taster Choice, and of course, Pro Choice. Thank you. All of these shows are just one big, gigantic plot to get actors to work for nothing. But this is the most prestigious award show on television tonight, so. Proof of that is the fact that we have in our audience a very illustrious gentleman from the mother country. As a matter of fact, he is the reason they call it the mother country. This is the first time he's attended the Comedy Awards. Let's all welcome our comedy cousin from across the pond, the best friend a furry creature ever had, the minister of silly walks, Mr. John Cleese. And now, we present awards to a group of fine actors who will also not receive a dime from this dog and pony show. In the category of funniest female in a television special, the favorites are, from The Late Shift, Kathy Bates.
Look, we've always played the same game. You never want to know what I'm doing for you so you can be Mr. Nice Guy. You just want me to keep serving you the steaks. You never want to know how I'm slaughtering the cow.
From the 38th Annual Grammy Awards, Ellen DeGeneres.
7, 8. Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the booty slap and booty slap, booty slap and booty slap.
Ellen, you got about 1 minute to
All right, we're working on the number. Thanks. All right, and booty slap. And
Catch a Rising Star's 50th anniversary, give or take 26 years, Rosie O'Donnell.
It's the best thing in the world. I adopted my son, and it's a very unique experience to adopt a baby because, you know, literally the adoption agency, they knock on the door, like Federal Express, and they hand you your son, you know? I was very nervous, so I had the epidural anyway, you know what I mean?
From the 10th Annual American Comedy Awards, Lily Tomlin.
Comedy Awards. I'm having such a good time on my keyboards. This is CD-ROM, this is online, and this is Heart and Soul.
And this year's favorite is, well, let's see, Kathy Bates in The Late Show.
tonight, much less than nominating me with these ladies. It's a very great honor. I wish one of them was here to help me with this speech. I'd like to thank HBO. I'd like to thank Ivan Reitman and most of all, Betty Thomas for being a terrific director and helping me with a very difficult role that I really love doing. Thank you all very much.
The star of Mad About You, please welcome Paul Reiser.
Thank you. Thank you very much. It is indeed an honor for me to be presenting an award tonight, an American Comedy Award. I would like to point out that I am here presenting while I myself am nominated for nothing. And I just think that is very friggin' decent of me. It speaks very highly, it really does. It's a special feeling to present when not nominated. It's sort of like if your wife leaves you for another guy and then they ask you to drive them places. It's sort of like that. So you're involved, but without any of the real joy. You know what I'm saying? You're participating, but never not aware of the painful, stinging reminder of what might have been. So I thought it was worth mentioning. It is indeed an honor to present this award, the category, the funniest male guest appearance in a television series. The comedian's favorites are, from The Nanny, Jason Alexander.
Oh, hi, Jack. Come on in. Did you have any trouble finding the place?
No more than usual.
From Mad About You, Mel Brooks.
We had a fight in the family.
Like a real fight, a professional fight?
Oh, what moves, hooks, jabs, anything you want, dancing, move, tippy-toe, turn, 1, 2, 1. He was fantastic, until he got into the ring.
From Saturday Night Live, Jim Carrey.
Where I come from, spastic facial contortions are considered the ultimate in artistic achievement. And talking out of one's butt crack is a sign of personal confidence.
From The Larry Sanders Show, David Duchovny.
That's okay. I'm not gay. I'm also straight.
Well, I'm glad we talked
You know,
about
but
it.
sometimes I do wish that I was gay recently because I find you very attractive.
From Frasier, Nathan Lane.
No, I'm saying you're right. I'm not trying to weasel out of this. I'm guilty, and I deserve what I get. Look, here's your keys. The car's out front with your briefcase in it. Here, go ahead and call the police. That's your new car phone, by the way. I upgraded.
And this year's favorite is Mr. Mel Brooks, Mad About You.
I'd like to. I may not. I'm really torn. I'm being, I wing things. I don't prepare anything. I either feel and I say or I don't. I'm incredibly honest and I'm incredibly ad-lib. I'd like to thank Paul Reiser, Helen Hunt, and John Pankow, these wonderful, talented people that work with me. It slowed me up a little. And I'd like to thank the producers of Mad About You, Larry Charles, Victor Levin, Richard Day, and I'd like to thank Harvey Lembeck's son, Michael Lembeck, who directed so beautifully. I'd like to thank, I'm not sure, because I worked very hard on that show. I don't do that often. And I'd also like to thank, I thank you all, and I'd like to also thank George M. Cohen for writing my favorite song, Yankee Doodle Dandy. I'm a Yankee Doodle dandy. Yankee Doodle, do or die. Is he gonna really sing them? Yes, a real live nephew of my young.
Next act, Lily Tomlin and Roseanne present comedy awards to the funniest stand-up comedians. Ladies and gentlemen, David Allen Greer.
Now, I've been watching these awards for the last 11 years, and I've noticed that there's been a glaring omission from the illustrious roster of honorees. No one has ever paid tribute to the man who started it all. The true king of comedy, William Shakespeare. Now, I ask you, without the Bard, could there ever have been a Sanford and Son or a Gilligan's Island? Not likely. Will has provided the concept for every major network comedy series without ever being given the credit. Norman Lear took the credit. Now, I've met Norman Lear. I know Norman Lear. And I think I can safely say, Norman, you're no King Lear. America, wake up. The shows that you've watched on television were written over 400 years ago. Only the names have been changed. Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet became TV's Joni Loves Chachi. His Comedy of Errors, America's Funniest Home Videos. Julius Caesar and his show of shows, Twelfth Night Court, and on and on and on. The man was a veritable Ron Popeil of comedy invention. But does he ever get a comedy award? Nay. Forsooth, my liege, now is the sweet weep of our discontent made glorious by the third rock from the sun. What light from yon windows 95 breaks? Is it the East and Julia Louis-Dreyfus, who is having a son and cannot be with us here tonight? What's in a name? That which we call a Roseanne, signifying nothing but asking for $1 million a thrice? Alas, poor Ovitz. I knew him well. Before his golden parachute doth plummeteth to earth, mewling and puking sans teeth, sans hair, sans job. Good night, sweet artist, formerly known as Prince, and Charlie's Angels, speed thee to thy rest. Desdemona, this is the big one, honey. Party of five is such sweet sorrow that I shall say good night until it be tomorrow with Tom Snyder. Out, damn spot! I said I wasn't gonna let this happen. Wow, thank you so much. Boy, excuse me. And now, oh boy. And now there are two people who deserve these flowers a lot more than I do. A real comedy bouquet, a lily and a rose. Lily Tomlin and Roseanne.
Well, before we present this award, I have to say something to you, Roseanne. I have to say that I have to mention the fact that you opened the door for a lot of performers, and you were the first one to go straight from stand-up into your own sitcom. Thank you. And because of your incredible success and your innovation and just being Roseanne and being Rosie, you opened the door for a lot of people, and a lot of people followed after you, and you made the planet better. And those people that followed were people like Ellen and Brett and Seinfeld and Tim Allen and Anthony Clark and Steve Harvey and Martin Lawrence and Gary Shandling and Paul Reiser and Drew Carey and Jeff Foxworthy, and from all stand-ups, well, I won't say all, but in the abstract, I would say stand-ups everywhere. I thank you, Roseanne.
Thank you. Show me the money.
You also opened the door to a whole new generation of writers.
Yes, and without me there to hold their hands, they've all moved on to wonderfully mediocre careers at Fox. And I'm proud to say that each and every one of them calls me friend.
Up until, oh wait, well,
Was that
until
me or you?
No, wait a minute. No, this is coming from my heart.
Oh.
Until the.
Can we just get on with this?
Yes. We're here to present the award. Now, we've made too much fun of this, but Roseanne.
What?
I think you're pretty special.
I think you're so great, Lily. Thank you for saying that to me.
No, I think that's a
You
yes,
are so awesome.
We're here to present the award to this year's new young stand-up comics. The suggestions for these nominees came from a survey of leading comedy clubs. Clips of all the nominees were run for 10 days on a special Comedy Central salute to the American Comedy Awards, so 32 million subscribers to Comedy Central had a chance to phone in and vote for their favorite in the largest survey of this kind.
In the female stand-up comic audience survey conducted by Comedy Central, the favorites are Kathy Buckley.
People ask me all the time, how do you wake up in the morning if you can't hear an alarm? We have a special alarm, it's called Shake Away. We put you in the time you want to wake up, put it underneath your pillow, and it'll vibrate the pillow. I said, screw that, I strapped that thing on my inner thighs.
Diane Ford.
Women aren't the only ones that are vain about their hair, though. Men are vain about their hair, too. I notice men really like to run their fingers through their hair. You ever notice that? I guess that's why when they go bald, they start wearing really baggy pants.
Mary Ellen Hooper.
Our first date was like dinner and a movie. I wouldn't even eat in front of him because, you know. I'm so dainty. Oh, lettuce, I'm full. Yeah, look over there. Ah!
Sheila Kay.
I wear bifocals. That's how old I am. Which is a good thing. I look at your weenie, it looks huge.
Wendy Liebman.
I didn't even marry my high school sweetheart. I had a typical high school romance. You know, I was a cheerleader and he was on the faculty. And we were,
And the winner is Wendy Liebman.
well, thank God. I just want to thank Ron Lynch and, oh, you know him? I want to thank my parents. I love you. I got my sense of humor from them, and that's why they don't have one anymore. They're not here. And I'd like to thank everybody who has helped me. I love you. I really do. And finally, I want to thank Lily and Roseanne for giving me this award. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. After the show, we'll flash an 800 number for all of you network executives to place your bids for her new series.
In the male stand-up comic audience award, Dave Attell.
Don't you ever wish you could have sex with the first person you ever had sex with again, just to show them how good you got at it? I mean, really. Hey, made it past your thigh.
Will Durst.
You gotta feel bad for Bob Dole. I mean, this is the 4th time he's run for the presidency. Shouldn't 3 strikes apply here?
Dom Irera.
You ever been to Ireland? Most beautiful people in the world. They have the worst diet in the world. It's the only place I've ever been. Would you like more fat with your fat? Would you like a side of fatty fat with your fat burger? And some cream on that fat?
Craig Shoemaker.
My mom was great, though. She used to say, you're just going to have to be our little man of the house. Man of the house. I'm 6 years old. I'm built like Barney Fife from Mayberry. I'm trying to order my sisters around. All right, all right, all right.
Bob Zaney.
Even therapy's just business.
I was so depressed I went to a therapist. They said treat each day like it was your last. So I stiffed them.
And this year's viewer choice favorite is Craig Shoemaker.
Wow, this is incredible. I'd like to thank the people that I've worked with, but I was thinking of thanking the people I'd like to work with. So I'd like to thank Rob Reiner, Steven Spielberg, Marty Scorsese. Don Knotts, actually, I got to meet him, and he's like my idol. I don't know if he's here tonight, but they posed us next to each other, so I'm like doing the old, all right. He's like old now. He's like, I can't do it anymore. But this is really great. I want to thank all the people that really did help me get this. My manager, Alan David, and my publicist, Anna Marlia, my agent, Rich Super, and of course the people out there that voted on the internet, which I know nothing about. I'm on the information super cul-de-sac, that's where I am. But I want to thank the people really for voting and getting it, you know? So we'll see you in the clubs. Thanks a lot.
Stay tuned for Goldie Hawn, Brooke Shields, and Monty Python's Eric Idle. Ladies and gentlemen, the star of Suddenly Susan, Ms. Brooke Shields.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is such a thrill for me to be here at the 11th Annual American Comedy Awards. Now, I'm here because I'm on a comedy show, and I've got to tell you, I'm having the most fun that I've ever had in my life. I was really nervous, you know, when they asked me to appear this evening because, well, actually, I'm in awe of all you wonderful and talented and funny people. You know, but they said, hey, don't worry about it, you know. Don't try to be funny. Just be yourself, you know, and wear something classy and, you know, not trashy. Wear flats and try to smile a lot and relax. And whatever you do, don't sacrifice your dignity. You know, you don't have to pander for a laugh. No. Whatever you do, don't stoop to doing cheap physical shtick. Just think on your feet and try to have a good time. The comedian's favorites for funniest supporting male performer in a television series are, from Seinfeld, Jason Alexander.
Oh, just once.
No, I hate the condom.
Why?
I can never get the package open in time.
Well, you just tear it open.
It's not that easy. It's like beat the clock. There's a lot of pressure there.
From Frasier, David Hyde Pierce.
What was your dream, Frasier? Oh, all right. Starts out in a seedy motel room. I'm naked. Interesting. Yes, and then the shower turns off. Out from the bathroom steps a man. All right, go ahead. Let me have it.
Are you saying that now, or is that a quote from the dream?
From Seinfeld, Michael Richards.
They're making faces at me because I've had a couple of cafe lattes, but I'm entitled to them. I can have as many cafe lattes as I want. That was the settlement.
You've got to stop it. You're all hopped up on the caffeine.
Well, I feel like I'm talking a little faster, but it's very hard to tell.
From The Larry Sanders Show, Jeffrey Tambor.
Why the mezuzah? Why this?
Oh, well, this is called a chai, and it's a Hebrew symbol for life.
Yes, I know what it is. When did you become one of the chosen people?
Well, actually, this weekend.
From The Larry Sanders Show, Rip Torn.
Is her girlfriend coming too?
Oh, for God's sakes, how come every time you see two women together, you automatically think they're gay?
Oh, come on, Larry. What?
What? We're together? Does that mean we're gay?
No, but the night's still young. It's my birthday.
And the award goes to... David Hyde Pierce in Frasier.
Thank you. I first of all want to say how sorry I am I couldn't be there with you.
I'm not thinking.
tonight.
It might be a Texas thing. I don't know.
To win an American
Whatever
Comedy
it is.
Award is a great honor. Thank you all for voting for me. I want to acknowledge my fellow nominees, Jason, Michaels, and Rip, and Jeffrey. I also especially, of course, want to thank our writers who do such an incredible job, not only of creating a great character, but of sustaining a
I don't care about Jerry Seinfeld. Christ, used to work on his show.
a high quality of writing through many years. And I, of course, not only thank the writers, but our producers and our crew as well. Who are so wonderful. Thank my family and friends.
Oh, thanks,
and
Charles. That's nice.
Of course,
Why don't you just walk away?
also the cast. Well, fine.
She's dressed up in that silly tuxedo.
Please welcome the delightful young stars of Jerry Maguire and One Fine Day, Jonathan Lipnicki and Mae Whitman.
Ooh, that's heavy. The human head weighs 8 pounds. My mom says that some of the heads here tonight weigh more. The American Comedy Awards weighs 18 pounds. So that means that one of these is better than 2 heads. Because 2 heads weighs 16 pounds. Yeah. Yeah, can we get rid of this thing? Okay. Who wants it? Wait. First, the nominees. In the category of funniest female guest appearance in a TV series, the favorites are, from Mad About You, Carol Burnett.
Oh, I'm sorry, Paul. I apologize. I think a person ought to be able to get up and go to the bathroom like a person.
It's okay, really. It's not a problem.
In the Army, we were taught to hold it.
Well, this is peacetime.
From the Larry Sanders Show, Ellen DeGeneres.
I don't own a TV, so...
You don't own it. Now, why don't you own a TV?
It influences me too much in my work. I recently caught an old Cosby rerun, and suddenly my character's a black 50-year-old gynecologist. And I
From Seinfeld, Janine Garofalo.
Bowl of cornflakes.
More cereal? That's your 3rd bowl today? You had it for breakfast and lunch.
Hey, so what's the deal with brunch? I mean, if it's a combination of breakfast and lunch, how come there's no Lupper or no Linner?
From Friends, Brooke Shields.
Drake, you are so talented. Let me see those hands. Oh, these hands, these beautiful hands. Oh, I could just eat them, but I won't.
From Suddenly Susan, Betty White.
Mitch Haber was convicted of perjury with intent to defraud and was sentenced to 500 hours of community service at the Milliken Avenue Daycare Center.
And this year's favorite is Carol Burnett.
Have you ever thought in terms of an older woman? Well, think about it. Do I get all 3? Stay here. Oh, thank you so very much. This is, oh boy. I think one of the greatest things that in life is to be able to earn a living doing what you love, and to get a prize for it is the icing on the cake. I thank you so much, the folks who voted, and also I want to thank all the gang on Mad About You. Certainly Helen and Paul, they held me back a little. Thank you so very much.
Next, Princess Leia, Phil Hartman, and some half-naked men, so don't go away. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Phil Hartman.
You folks at home can also find fame and fortune in the field of comedy, even if you're as disturbed as the people you've seen on this stage tonight. It's easy to be funny. All you do is... I've been asked to move this along, so let's get right to the love theme from Deliverance. My banjo, please. Ladies and gentlemen. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, Las Vegas, Nevada, 2 asteroids collided and a star was born. Her name is Carrie Fisher, and she's here to present this year's Lifetime Achievement Award.
Debbie Reynolds has been like a mother to me. I feel like I've known her all my life. But when I saw her in the film Mother, I saw a side of her I'm proud to say I've never seen before. Not just because I didn't have to eat antique cheese and bad ice cream, but because I feel privileged to be even remotely the child of the woman who, with Albert Brooks's wonderful words and guidance, created this remarkable performance. But it wasn't enough that I admired her performance in this film, not to mention on stage in over 50 films in her life. It seemed now she was getting not only the reviews of a lifetime, but nominations and yet another star on the Walk of Fame. All she needs now is one more star to make up for her 3 horrendous marriages. No, it appears that my mother is a film star again, and I was in danger of disappearing into her ample shadow. So I did something drastic. I called George Lucas and asked him to re-release the Star Wars trilogy. And as he is such a good friend, he understood my plight. And so I've managed not to disappear entirely in the wake of this wonderful, talented woman on whose dust I am proud to dine. People have asked me if I knew she had this in her. Having been in her myself at some point, I can say with real confidence, you ain't seen nothing yet. So it is with great pride, and it is my honor to present to a woman who has come through it all, and as you can see, not only is still standing, but acting, dancing, singing, and giving me makeup and fashion tips for all she's worth. So in the words of my ex-husband, Paul Simon, here's to you, Mrs. Henderson. It was her performance in Singing in the Rain that made Debbie Reynolds a big name in movies. Debbie had become everyone's childhood sweetheart, and with boundless energy and a great talent for musical comedy, She went on to star in some 50 films, along with TV shows and Broadway.
Hi, Debbie.
Shout hallelujah, come on, get happy. We're going to the promised land.
In the 70s, Debbie moved to Las Vegas to perform for a loyal crowd of admirers at her own hotel, casino, and show business museum. Then fate knocked on her door in the name of Albert Brooks, and he said, "I think you're my mother."
Well, I don't tell you everything. It's not that important.
Not that important? Gee, Mother, I would think a man that you're intimate with is pretty important.
Dear, we're not intimate. We just have sex occasionally.
Oh.
It's 27 years since I made a featured film, and this is such a wonderful role that I'm really grateful to Albert to give me this part so I can be a working actress again.
I didn't pick out Debbie Reynolds because I wanted her to have a comeback. I truly felt in my soul she could play this part better than any human being living on the planet.
In '64, she was the unsinkable Molly Brown.
Could anybody say I'm down? Look, I'm blinking.
Now at 64, she's the unsinkable Debbie Reynolds.
The unsinkable Molly Brown. Yeah. I'm gonna learn to read and write. I'm gonna see what there is to see. I ain't down yet.
Recently, Debbie received a second star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame because Mom always did like having two of everything. Mama.
Thank you very much. I really am overwhelmed, and I'm delighted to receive this Lifetime Achievement Award. I'm just glad I lived long enough to accept it. Of course, for me, just getting through life has always been an achievement. Some of you that are older realize what I mean. It's always been my feeling, you know, that humor will get you through almost everything. I've had 3 side-splitting marriages. First, oh my papa, oh my faux pas. She wrote it and I screwed it up. There's the shoe man, of course, and then, well, I haven't figured out the third one yet, but that one's into shoe. But looking back at life, it's sort of a humorous way. You know, you have to have humor about it. There's all kinds of humors, farce humor, gallows humor, I think that they call it. But no one in my life was actually hung, which brings me to Albert Brooks. A man who was truly endowed with creative talent. She wrote that one too, Albert. And wit. I want to thank you for the wonderful role that you were so believing in me to give me. It's just a great part. And I like to thank you for letting me reveal my shy and controlling side. For 20 years, I was known as Tammy, the girl next door, and then for the next 20 more years, I was known as Princess Leia's mother. And now, I finally get my own identity back, and a week later, they released Star Wars. Thank you, George. It's enough with the Force. So, 40 years ago, it just seems like yesterday, I think it was 48, L.B. Mayer called me into his office, and he said, "Debbie, you're going to star in Singing in the Rain." And it never entered my mind that one day I'd be considered a distinguished film actress like Courtney Love. She wrote that too. No, but if by coming here, and I want to accept this Lifetime Achievement Award, if by my coming here just gets one more person to my hotel in Vegas, I'll be very grateful. Drop by anytime. Thank you.
Congratulations. May I have this dance? Wave to the people. Wave to the people. Yes, you can. Wave to the people.
Coming up on the American Comedy Awards, politically incorrect Bill Maher and Goldie Hawn. The 11th Annual American Comedy Awards will continue in a moment here on ABC. Please welcome the host of Politically Incorrect, Mr. Bill Maher.
Thank you very much. Well, thank you very much. It's a great honor to be here. No, truly, the American Comedy Awards have always been close to my heart, but then again, so is my colon. Watching some of these people up here, you know, I really envy the people in sitcoms and wacky movies. They have all these crazy characters around them. I mean, I love doing Politically Incorrect, but just once I'd like to see the president of the ACLU make a Kramer entrance and plow into the table. If you can imagine such a thing. And apparently you can't. You know, I think a lot of people take comedy for granted. What a tragedy, ladies and gentlemen. You shouldn't take it for granted. Sure, it's impressive to watch Meryl Streep cry on cue or Dustin Hoffman lose himself in a role, but can either one of them sell a joke about airline food? Well, I'm here tonight to present the award for funniest female performer in a television series, a trophy I was honored to take home last year. The favorites are, from Third Rock from the Sun,
Jack. Mary. Oh, now that's more like it.
Oh, I want you so bad. Oh, you've got to escape.
You want me to try and get away?
You must.
Oh, let me go! Let me go! How's that?
From Ellen DeGeneres.
Scotty?
No, thank you.
Now you want one?
From The Nanny, Fran Drescher. From Mad About You, Helen Hunt.
You looking for an onion bagel?
Huh? Oh, whatever.
I ate it.
That's okay.
I ate 2 of them.
It's fine.
3 and a half. I ate 3 and a half onion bagels. Is that a problem?
It's really not.
You know, I'm pregnant.
I understand.
Hey, Jimmy, did you...
From The Rosie O'Donnell Show, Rosie O'Donnell.
Okay, are you Rosie O'Donnell for the TV? I said, yes, I am. She said, I just want to say that I like Tom Cruise, too.
From Tracy Takes On, Tracy Ullman.
Actually, this isn't my baby. What I mean is I'm not its mother. I'm actually its big sister. I'm a volunteer for the Big Sisters charity. I get to do the maternal cross-cultural thing on a limited basis.
And this year's favorite is, oh my God, Rosie O'Donnell and The Rosie O'Donnell Show.
Thank you very much. You know, the people who are here, my God. It's a very big honor for me. Lucy and Ethel, Mary and Rhoda, Laverne and Shirley, Roseanne and Jackie, all the women who made me laugh growing up. Carol Burnett, Barbara Streisand, Bette Midler, Jean Stapleton, Betty White, the list goes on and on. This is all for you. And to any little kid who's out there watching, you got to believe it to live it. So believe your dreams, because they come true. Mine sure did. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Eric Idle.
Good evening. My name is Eric Idle. It's my real name. Thank you. For those of you who may remember Monty Python's Flying Circus, I was the funny one. At any rate, I'm here to present the award for the funniest male in a TV series. Why you should reward the sad misfits who do comedy, I haven't a clue. These are very sick people, and they need help and treatment, care and love. I suppose giving them a worthless statuette and a chance to thank their agents on TV is not such a bad thing. But I don't think we should really encourage a lot of this. I should really have won this award. Apparently, the best I can hope for is the opportunity to present one of these awards to some other lucky sod. So, scant consolation, but I mustn't act up or there may be trouble with my green card. So, for male performer in a television series, the favorites are...
Listen,
from Home Improvement, Tim Allen.
Sex is, it's like a car. The best idea is to keep the car in the garage for a long, long, long time. When that garage door opens, you gotta think car cover.
From the Drew Carey Show, Drew Carey.
Mimi, what happened to you?
None of your beeswax, pinhead.
I'm trying to show some concern. Obviously, you injured one of your hind legs.
From Frasier, Kelsey Grammer.
You know, I really do love listening to your show. I think it's because you have such a soothing voice.
What a very kind thing to say.
From Third Rock from the Sun, John Lithgow.
Dick, I need a favor.
Not now, Tommy. I'm doing research. I'm finding out what happens when the spit hits the fan.
From the Larry Sanders Show, Gary Shandling.
Just because I'm famous, I gotta take this kind of crap, and then I can't do anything. At least if I was a regular guy, I walked into a bar and some guy says you're puffy and there's neediness written all over your face, I can take him outside.
And do what?
And I am speaking hypothetically.
And this year's favorite is John Lithgow in Third Rock from the Sun.
Thank you so much. It's wonderful to receive this from you, Eric. Great idol of mine. I'm very honored and thrilled and absolutely astonished to win this award. A year ago, if you had seen my name on a list with the other 4 splendid men in this category, you would have said, oh, right, Lithgow, he's the unfunny one. And you would have been right. I have the feeling that the joke is on me, that people are finding me funny nowadays, because in the past I've always taken myself so damn seriously. I think that Third Rock from the Sun is kind of my banana peel. It's the occasion of the big comic pratfall in my career. I'll never be dignified again. And frankly, I couldn't be happier. I am funny on Third Rock from the Sun because the character is wonderful. The premise is loopy. Jane Curtin, Kristen Johnston, French Stewart, Joey Gordon-Levitt make me funny. Especially Bonnie and Terry Turner and about 12 hilarious, genuinely funny writers make me funny. These people have won me this award. I share it with them. I thank them. I thank all of you. I really don't deserve it, but I have no intention of giving it back. Thank you so much.
Goldie Hawn and Third Rock's Jane Curtin are both reunited with past co-stars. Find out who right after this. Ladies and gentlemen, Goldie Hawn.
Thank you. Who's laughing? Well, this year's Lifetime Achievement Award is going to a man who certainly has played a very important role in my life. When I heard I got the part in the movie Cactus Flower, you can imagine how excited I was. I immediately started to wonder which American sex symbol would be the leading man. Warren Beatty, Paul Newman, Robert Redford. And I must confess, my fantasies ran wild. I had this acute case of pre-production arousal. Finally, they told me the leading man was Walter Matthau. And then I really got hot. Now, I know Walter likes to give the appearance of being a cranky and mean pain in the butt. But that is really just an act. He's a very kind and considerate pain in the butt. And I have always thought of him as my lucky charm. And I will treasure him forever. Walter Matthau is truly one of the funniest actors ever to appear on stage, on television, and on the screen. After a successful career on Broadway, always cast as the heavy, Walter was hired for his first comedy movie, Who's Got the Action, with Nita Talbot.
Well, I ain't suggesting anything.
Ow!
But like it would help if we were married.
Now, listen, honey. I'm a guy who deals in numbers and averages. My whole life I spend trying to beat the price. The day that marriage becomes a good bet, I get in touch with you. Keep rubbing.
He won an Oscar for his scheming lawyer role in The Fortune Cookie, and a Tony Award for his portrayal of Oscar Madison in The Odd Couple, which was later made into a successful movie version with Jack Lemmon.
Oscar, what is it? Is it the cooking, or the cleaning, the crying?
I'll tell you exactly what it is. The cooking, the cleaning, the crying. It's the talking in your sleep. It's those moose calls that open your ears at 2 o'clock in the morning. Hey, did you see that? He just...
I first met Walter when we did Cactus Flower together.
I didn't know dentists made house calls.
I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
You what?
That you wouldn't do it. A whole day full of appointments, a dozen patients coming, and you send a letter that you're going to kill yourself and then don't.
Well, sorry to disappoint you.
Well, the whole thing was a fake, wasn't it?
Everything between us is a fake, Julian.
Just because I broke one lousy little date last night, it happens that I had a very important meeting with an Australian dentist. We were comparing techniques.
Don't try to spare my feelings, Julian. I know you were out with your wife.
Well, if you know, you know.
After that, Walter went on to make over 62 feature films, giving the many incredible faces of characters we've come to enjoy and love.
Hello, that's my daughter. Will you shut up?
Is that my daughter?
Will you keep quiet? Can't you see I'm talking? Don't you see me on the phone with a person? For God's sake, will you behave like a human being for 5 seconds? For 5 seconds, behave like a human being. Hello, just a minute. Your daughter.
Walter's most recent films are The Grass Harp and I'm Not Rappaport.
When was the last time you made love to a woman?
Listen to him, more nostalgia. My poor schmeckle talking nostalgia, it comes up once a year like Groundhog Day. Last time was July 10th, 1981.
Was your wife still alive?
I certainly hope so.
Walter Matthau, a lifetime of comedy and no end in sight. Sit there any longer. I'm going to ask you to come on up here, Walter, and take this. imagine the joy I feel giving you this Life Achievement Award.
Thank you.
The other day, I was doing a salutation on camera for Neil Simon, who's getting a Distinguished Achievement Award someplace in Kansas. I asked the director, I said, why is he getting a Distinguished Achievement Award? Why not a Lifetime Achievement Award? And he said, well, there was another playwright, they gave awards to playwrights. There was another playwright, Edward Albee, who said he wouldn't accept a Lifetime Achievement Award because it sounds so terminal. So, actually, I'm thinking the same thing. It's a little scary. And I thought about Distinguished Achievement Award, but that sounded a bit pompous. Illustrious Achievement Award, Renowned, Prominent Achievement, they all sounded pretentious. And then I came up with something I'd like to know what you think about it. Award for good luck in a few successful comedies. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kathy Griffin.
Stand and perch. Just like the drag queens taught me. All right, this night is very exciting for me. By day, I'm the wisecracking best friend on Suddenly Susan. By night, a Hollywood hooker. No, that's Avenging Angel. Anyway, by night, I'm a stand-up comic. And now here I am following Walter Matthau and Goldie Hawn. It's like I always imagined it would be. You see, normally at night, I'm doing stand-up in one of the alternative comedy venues, the coffee houses, bookstores, lesbian candle shops. I might go to the bathroom and stare at myself in the mirror, wipe away the phone number from Planned Parenthood written in lipstick, and just say, damn it, someday this will all be a chapter in a best-selling book or a miniseries based on my life. On Lifetime, television for women. I will be played by Reese Witherspoon. But I digress. I can't tell you all of my dreams because we're not on cable. All right, but I can't tell you how excited I am to be here tonight. Book ended by legends. First, the reunion of Walter and Goldie, and now the reunion of a couple who haven't worked together, or maybe even seen each other in, well, I don't even want to guess how many years, because it might just tick them off. When they started out together, they weren't ready for prime time, but fortunately for us, tonight they are. From the Shrine, it's Jane Curtin and Chevy Chase.
So good to see you again.
Good to see you,
You know, no, seriously, I'm really happy to be with Jane again. I've really missed her.
I know.
And things are going so well. Jane's on another hit television show, and I have a new hit, which is a movie, of course, and opened last week.
I know. Can I see it on the eastbound or the westbound flight?
Whichever direction your broom is pointing, I guess. Jane, right?
No, actually, I know everything about Chevy's career, and I followed it very closely.
Really?
Mm-hmm. First the Inquirer, then the Star.
Don't forget the Globe.
No, I can't.
I'm very pleased with Jane's success. I love Third Rock from the Sun. I even went to see her movie, The Coneheads, the day after it opened. Couldn't get in.
Was it full?
It was closed. For funniest supporting female performer in a television series, from Sybil Christine Baranski.
Do you think we'll ever fall in love like that again? Head over heels? No, I think the best we can hope for is heels over head.
From Third Route from the Sun, Kristen Johnston.
I tasted your butter cookies, Mrs. Stevenson, and yes, I can believe it's not butter. Use a butter substitute and you'll find yourself saying, I can't believe I was bounced out of this bake sale right onto my ass. Get with the program.
From Friends, Lisa Kudrow.
You believe that's how we spent our 2 weeks together?
I know we didn't do any of the romantic things I had planned, like having a picnic in Central Park and, you know, coffee at Central Perk. Oh, I just got that. Oh.
From Seinfeld, Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
This year's favorite is Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Thank you very much for giving me this fabulous comedy award this year. I'm delighted to have it, and I'm very sorry I can't be with all you fabulous people at the Shrine. But instead, I'm here on this cruddy coffee shop set, waiting for one of the other idiots on this show to show up. So, no one's here. It's a gigantic waste of my time sitting around here waiting. I'm sorry I'm not there, I really am, but maybe if no one shows up in the next 15, I might see you at the after party. But thanks a million. This is a good show to work on. This is a great award to have. Thank you very much.
Still to come, Billy Crystal, Jamie Foxx, and Roseanne.
No, 3 inches, I swear to God. I swear.
Roseanne?
No.
Excuse me, Miss Roseanne.
I'm busy.
Yeah, no, I just need to take you over in the big room. They want you in the big room with all the hobnobbers and the gongoozlers. Personally, I hate to bug you about it, you know, but I got all these voices rambling in my head saying, do this, do that. I don't even remember where the hell I left my parents. I was supposed to pick them up at the airport. Then I come here thinking I'm going to get new Country Artist of the Year award. Then they stick a headset and a staff thing on me. And you know what? I just want to say I love your show. 9 years. My God. Woo, and then you hit the lottery? Man, how much cabbage can one person get in a lifetime? That's a beautiful thing. And you know what you got to do, though, to keep it all together? Got to take some time out, maybe make a sandwich for a hippie. You know, they need sandwiches. Or maybe just stop in the morning, kneel down and say, well, good day to you too, Mr. Otter. Anyhow, it's none of my concern. I'm not even here. I'm made out of rubber and I'm from the future.
You know, under different circumstances, maybe at another time, another place, I would have married that guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Jamie Foxx.
Good evening. I'm here to present the award for the funniest male in a TV special. Now, I think it should have went to Dennis Rodman. However, Dennis wasn't nominated in that category. He was nominated for the funniest female in a TV special for kicking a photographer where he just shouldn't have been kicked. And I guess that's what they call in the NBA a loose ball foul. And Mike Tyson, now the fight wasn't funny, the fight was a serious fight, but Mike is not here, right? Cool. I'll go ahead and say this. The fight wasn't funny, but Evander Holyfield hit Mike Tyson so hard, it made him the nicest guy in the world. Did you see that?
First of all, I'd just like to thank you for just, being yourself, Evander. It's just, it's just nice. And can I just say that you're pretty attractive?
Let's get to the real nominees. The category of the funniest performer in a television special, the comedians selected are from George Carlin, back in town, George Carlin.
Here's another question I have. How come when it's us, it's an abortion, and when it's a chicken, it's an omelet?
From 50th Annual Tony Awards, Nathan Lane.
With the Phantom's permission,
We're going to let another opera take center stage right now. The brand new 1996 version of La Boheme, complete with sex, drugs, and transvestites. All the things we know Puccini adored.
From Late Show with David Letterman video special to David Letterman.
Well, I wanted to show you a couple of the moves that I'm going to do in the water.
All right.
We bring our legs up.
All right.
And then we spread them just a little bit like this. And then,
From politically incorrect convention coverage, Bill Maher.
Second night, and the convention is going very well. You have to say that for the Republicans. Last night, my God, everyone was crying. But then they cheered right back up when they showed the Rodney King video. Everybody...
From Comic Relief 10th Anniversary, Robin Williams.
Hey, Ken, remember the last Temptation of Christ? There were people outside with signs going, "This movie is not real." Come here, Sparky. No movie's real.
And this year's favorite is George Carlin and George Carlin back in town.
Hey, I don't want your award. Keep your lousy award. Why don't you take your award and stick it up your... Wait a minute. That's my Oscar speech. Oscars, Tonys, Emmys, Grammys. What is this one again?
American Comedy Awards.
I don't have a speech for that. I know what I'll do. Just a couple of general thank yous. Is that okay? My uncles, I love them. They were responsible for a lot of my success. Uncle Lucifer had 23 separate and distinct personalities. Unfortunately, all of them were unpleasant. Also, Uncle Tonto, his hobby was picking through airliner wreckage looking for dolls. Uncle Shemp sold his soul when he was a young man. Unfortunately, he sold it to Jerry Van Dyke, and he got nothing in return. Uncle Dagwood was killed recently. Unfortunately, he died having rough sex with a Norwegian sailor and a Barca lounger. Also, Uncle Irene. Irene's an odd name, isn't it, for an uncle? He fought in Germany, Italy, and North Africa. Unfortunately, that was just last month, and he was arrested and jailed in all 3 countries. And Estes. Uncle Estes, he went to the Schick Center and gave up shaving. He thought Irving Berlin was the Jewish section of Germany. Believe it or not, he could make his cat have a bowel movement by aiming the TV remote control at the cat and pushing volume.
Coming up, film personality Kathy Bates and multiple personality Jonathan Winters. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Meaney.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. What's wrong with you people? Wearing the tight pants. It's not right. Please, calm down. Thank you very much. As you can see, I am a little upset. And you should be too. This whole thing, it makes me crazy. In the upper left-hand corner, they have the letters TV reminding you that you're watching television and not looking at your radio. All of this doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter at all. It's not right. Because there's so much stuff on the screen, you can't see what you're watching anyway. In addition to the notice that you're watching TV, down in the lower right-hand corner, it tells you what station you're watching. In the upper right-hand corner, you'll see a little CC telling you that you don't have to watch it at all because now you can read it. And across the bottom of the screen, they have a notice indicating that if you're really watching a nice family show now, you just wait until 11 o'clock. Then we're gonna show you the car crashes and the explosions and the murders and the riots. It's crazy out there, it's not right. And if there's room below that, they flash the sports scores and the latest prices for pork bellies. Eating pork bellies, God, look at the size of you. And at least 100 times a day, they put on the weather report telling you what's going on outside. But you're watching television inside, so what do you care what's going on outside? All of this stuff, plus the names of the people who work on the show, are squeezed onto side and they roll by so fast that you can't see them at all. But that's okay. That's all right. Because on the other side of the screen, they have a promo for what's coming up next. that you're also not allowed to watch. How can you complain about what's on TV? You can't see it anyhow. So I've come up with a new invention. You see this? It's a light bulb. You screw it in a lamp and you turn it on and you try that new thing called reading. But you don't do that now. You know why? Because you are about to meet the brightest light ever to appear on TV. A true original, one of my favorites indeed. Please, let's give him a warm round of applause. The best of the business, Jonathan Winters.
Always remember my mark. No, I don't always remember my mark. I remember there was a time that I was working years ago, and a woman, I won't mention her name because she was right. She said, "He doesn't seem to be able to hit his mark." Very rich young girl, too. I could have struck her with this. But, again, she was right. So they put a sandbag down there for me. Every year, the American Comedy Awards honors a writer, director, or producer for his or her contributions to the world of comedy. I mean, where would we be without them? They're the ones we blame when it doesn't go well. Tonight, we're blaming Rob Reiner, a multi-talented creator who really deserves this recognition. I've always loved Rob Reiner's films, but there's been one thing missing in all of them: me. Well, at any rate, Rob, let's get on with this award. I'm sorry, this is neither the time nor the place to vent my feelings. Robbie, this is your night. We're going to tell you all about Rob's life and career. But first, we want you to hear from someone who has known him longer than anyone, other than his parents. He's probably one of Rob's earliest comic inspirations, certainly an inspiration for all of us. Rob's good friend and advisor on foreign markets, our pal, Sid Caesar.
Bonsoir, mesdames et messieurs. Et vous allons traduire ça pour éviter les mêmes. C'est vrai, nous nous sommes promis pendant les 3 dîners ensemble. Le temps de la famille, les Chevrolets sont très bien affamables. On va tenir le grand directeur, Robert Reiner. Voltaire, Marshall Foch, ils sont très bien affamables. Son lanceur Debussy, son barème de femmes, et de toutes les people qui la portent les îles, sont soit les femmes dans les îles. Et quand ils sont vraiment la Samaria. Guten Abend, meine Herren und meine Herren. Gefallen Sie an Richtern an Stubbe Auerhauit und Robert Reiner? Gefallen Sie an Richtern das ganze Direktor und Schlapper und Recht von Anderheit und Slieber Log. Sigmund Freud beim anderen Gefallen Sie an Richtern und Schlapper Friedrich Nietzsche, der andere Schlieber. Und Beethoven und Mozart und andere Schlieber und dann Robert Reiner. Gefallen Sie an Richtern und Schlapper rein. Aber Rainer, der ganze. Die Schlapper haben immer angefallen über andere Fehler. Buonasera, signore e signorine. Mi cosa fa lo piaccio così non è che lavora mai pioso, la grande signore del direttore, Bolofiola, Vinatore Vittorio Vedesiche, bella che piace. Marconi, e per la chiusa di papà ci negate. Sono Sila Galileo Galilei, bella colavacci, ne possono che viene. Sono da Silano così Navalotti, Michelangelo, Drino Berti, per la cosa in equipe, la poppa di pappa di poppa di poppa di pappa. Due su, dai su. Ai due dunci, su guarda. Due su, i saloni. Un sangue usci, un zaino go. Poi so, Robert Reiner, du dann oi tundo shi. May you have many, many more, and thank you.
They took them off a person who just passed out. But they looked attractive. What was that? Oh, he's dead. What would a tribute be without congratulations from all your closest friends? Here he is now.
Rob, I've been the recipient of the award you're getting, and it's a wonderful feeling to have your peers say that your body of work, and apparently your body needs a lot of work, I'll tell you that right now, is something that they look up to and admire. And for all the years, as an actor, as a producer and a director, it's a great compliment to say that you know where funny is. And thanks for helping me find it in me.
What he said goes for me, too. Now, here's a wonderful lady who won an Academy Award, my Academy Award, for her role in Misery. My story of my life. Miss Kathy Bates. Kathy? See you later.
As some of you know, I began my work in New York in the theater. But when I came to Hollywood in 1985, I was surprised to find that many directors and producers had never set foot in a theater. But lucky for me, a filmmaker named Rob Reiner had. He not only went to the theater, he read books. And I was to have the great joy and privilege of being directed by him in the movie Misery. Rob is an actor's director. You trust him. He knows how to talk to actors, how to get inside the brains and the skin of a character, and how to orchestrate long speeches. You know, sometimes when you're asked to take on an unusually colorful role, when you go way out on a limb, it can feel like you're floating alone, way out in space. Rob is Houston. Now let's take a look at the life and career of a wonderful guy.
Hello, my name is Marty DeBurgi. I'm a filmmaker.
Men and women can't be friends because the sex part always gets in the way.
You can't handle the truth.
He didn't get out of the cock-a-doodle car!
Medgar Wiley Evers.
Listen, how much is just listen for a minute. Mr. Stein, listen to it.
I'm not hearing anything.
You would, though, if it were playing.
Director, actor, writer. Rob Reiner has majored in creative achievement, whether they be comedies, dramas, or thrillers. Rob has discovered his secret for success.
You can do a dramatic film, and you can do a broad slapstick comedy, although that is more difficult than a dramatic film. But to me, the tough thing is to do a film that has a reality base to it, that it reflects life in some manner, and also makes you laugh. That, to me, is the hardest thing in the world to do. And when it's done right, to me, it's the most glorious kind of theater, whether it be film, television, or theater.
At 6½, he experienced an epiphany when he had a vision in his bedroom.
He was about 6 years old, and he was combing his hair, and I guess he liked the way he looked in the mirror. So he said, I'm going to be an actor when I grow up. He said, but I'm going to change my name. I said, what are you going to change it to? He said, Carl.
And Rob did become an actor, appearing in many television shows and films.
Okay.
And now back to Dr. David Townsend.
We're back, and we've got a guest.
Okay. Rob's famous father, Carl Reiner, and his partner, Mel Brooks, gave Rob his first break as a writer.
When I was 16 years old, I actually wrote a joke that they used on the Ed Sullivan Show. And it was one of the greatest moments of my life, that I would think of something that Carl Reiner and Mel Brooks would actually use as part of their 2,000-year-old man bit on television. And it was the derivation of applause. And they said, well, how did applause first start? And he said, well, the first guy to applaud is, a guy named Bernie. When he saw something that he liked, he would go, oh, is that good? Oh, my God. He said, so if he really loves something, you could kill yourself. That's the way people applauded. Wow, that's the best.
Oh, people actually hit themselves in the face.
Boy. Wow!
That hurts, though.
Yeah, you bet it hurts now.
The first guy to pull his head out was, Murray came, when nobody was looking, he pulled his head out, and the hands came together like that.
Terrific, and terrific. There's sound of the applause, see? That's how Murray did it.
Well, thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much.
In 1971, an old family friend who recognized Rob's ability to make people laugh gave him the role of Mike Stivic.
Norman Lear told us he's very funny, and he gave him a good job, too.
You know something, Mr. Bunker? At first, I thought I misjudged you. And I was right. I did misjudge you. You're a lot more ignorant than I thought.
Say, did you hear what he called me ignorant? Well, let me tell you something. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but you are one dumb polar.
I just wanted to dispel the rumor that Gene Stapleton and I were having an affair, because it just wasn't happening.
Even if you were having an affair, whose business of theirs or ours or anybody's? It's a personal thing.
But, Jerry, the point is I wasn't having an affair.
No. Did you ever have an affair with anybody in the cast of the show?
No, of course not.
So this thing with Gene Stapleton was a very unique situation then. It was the...
Norman Lear and Carol O'Connor set a tone in those rehearsals and in the making of that show, which allowed everybody to contribute the best way they could. And it's where I learned about, crafting scripts and directing.
Rob directed his first film called This Is Spinal Tap.
My baby fits me like a flesh tuxedo. I like to sink her with my pink torpedo.
Because it was done as a rock mockumentary, pseudo-documentary, we put it together like a documentary. We shot it completely ad-lib, no script. We knew basically the structure of the film and what we wanted to have happen in a particular scene, but there was no dialogue written down, so it was all improvised.
First drummer was...
John Stumpy Pepys.
And he was replaced by...
Stumpy Joe. Eric Stumpy Joe Childs.
And what happened to Stumpy Joe?
Well, it's not a very pleasant story, but he died, he choked on, the official explanation was he choked on vomit.
It was actually someone else's vomit. It's not, there's no real...
Well, they can't prove whose vomit it was. They don't have facilities in Scotland Yard to print.
You can't really dust for vomit.
Rob's second film was The Sure Thing.
It's fast and for hire, he's the calling wind.
The seminal movie for me was Stand By Me. It was the first movie that I made that I took a slightly different path than my father would have taken. And the fact that it worked and that it was, accepted was a very big thing for me.
A very close friend of Rob's, Billy Crystal, appeared in his next film called The Princess Bride.
We're close.
Billy Crystal also starred in Rob's next hit movie, When Harry Met Sally, which contained one of the most talked about scenes of all time.
What are you saying, that they fake orgasm?
Most women at one time or another have faked it.
Well, they haven't faked it with me.
It's my favorite scene because it's funny, and it's my favorite scene because it's my mother, I immortalized my mother.
So we're shooting the deli scene on the Lower East Side, New York. You got Meg Ryan, myself, and Rob's mom, Estella, sitting over there, and 40 extras, and a very sensitive scene to do for Meg. You can imagine it's very delicate to fake an orgasm in front of all of these strangers, something you do with the person you're living with.
Ooh.
Are you okay?
Oh, God.
So Rob said, no, Meg, I understand you're nervous. I'd like it like this. And he sits down opposite me. So it looks like now I'm dating Sebastian Cabot. So he starts having the fake orgasm. He starts pounding the table. He's screaming and yelling, oh, baby!
Yes! Yes!
There are gherkins flying hitting windows, and stuff is rattling and screaming and yelling. He's sweating like Victor Buono after Thai food. He's out of his mind, and he finishes. Everybody applauds, right? And he goes like that, and she goes, oh, I got it, right? It really helped her. So now he says, buddy, come here. I said, Rob, that was really good. He goes, I'm in a lot of trouble. I said, what? He said, I just had an orgasm in front of my mother. I said, no, you were directing. I said, no. I just had an orgasm in front of my mother. Wardrobe.
Oh, God. Oh.
I'll have what she's having.
Oh, Misery's alive! Misery's alive! Oh, it's so romantic. Oh, this whole house is gonna be filled with romance. I'm gonna put on my Liberace records.
Rob's next two films were thrillers. Once again, Rob identified with the lead characters. One desperately wanted people to take his work seriously, and the other was searching for his own light out of the shadow of his father.
Did you order the code red?
I did the job. Did you order the code red?
You're damn right I did!
Rob returned to comedy with the movie North. This was followed by another Rob Reiner mega hit, The American President.
Do I date a lot?
Yeah.
No, how about you?
Me? Well, lately I seem to be going out on a lot of first dates.
Well, then you're experienced at this.
Oh, yeah, you can ask me anything.
Well, how are we doing so far?
It's hard to say at this point. So far, it's just your typical first date stuff.
I just did a picture called Ghosts of Mississippi, and I think that of all the pictures I've done, I'm probably most proud of that.
We asked Rob if there's anything he's not proud of.
Well, I've had a lot of things that I'm not proud of. In show business, at the time, I was very thrilled to play a hippie in a Gomer Pyle show and sing "Blowin' in the Wind" with Jim Nabors. In retrospect, I'm not quite as proud of that particular episode.
How many roads must a man walk down before you can call him a man? How many seas must a white dove sail before she sleeps in the sand? Oh, thank you! How many times must those cannonballs fly before they're forever banned? Speaking of bands, ladies and gentlemen, how about Howard Shore and his orchestra, huh? Big round of applause, huh? He's beautiful, isn't he? Answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind.
Rob, the moment has arrived. Get up here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You know, the most important people in my life are here. My father and my mother, my wife Michelle, Mel Brooks and Ann Bancroft, very dear friends of the family. Sid Caesar, thank you. How brilliant was Sid Caesar? I mean, God almighty. Fabulous. Just fabulous. All the people that were influences in my life. And, you know, hey, Albert is there. Hi, Albert, my good buddy from high school, Albert Brooks. Everybody, all the people that make me laugh. They asked me when I came in, who are the people that make you laugh? I said, Mel Brooks and Albert Brooks, the Brooks brothers are the two funniest people in the world. You know, I also didn't prepare a speech. You know, I thought of things to say, and you know, you write things down, and it all sounds so very trite. And I also, you know, I improvise. I make things up, and you know, we did Spinal Tap completely improvised. So I don't know what I'm going to say, but what I think I will do is I will just, you know, speak from my heart. Whatever comes to my mind, I'm just going to let my mind go blank, and whatever comes out will just be whatever it is. So let me just take a second. Come and listen to a story about a man named Jed, a poor mountaineer, barely kept his family fed. And then one day he was shooting at some food, and up from the barrel came a golden crude oil, that is, black gold, Texas tea. Well, the next thing you, see, I am going to sing it all.
Kinfolk said, move away from there. Said California is the place they ought to be. So they loaded up the truck and they moved to Beverly Hills, that is. Swimming pools, movie stars, thank you very much.
We'll be right back with more right after this.
From the Love Master, Craig Shoemaker.
And from Wendy Liebman, we wish you all a happy, happy time, and thanks for being here at the American Comedy Awards.
See you next year.
Laugh on.
Nominations and awards voted on by comedy performers only. The American Comedy Award selects the Creative Achievement honorees. Some of tonight's winners were notified in advance. Also winning comedy awards tonight were Cuba Gooding Jr., Nathan Lane, Frances McDormand, and Diane Wiest. This is Gary Owens speaking.